how the native land is the best. But never ever let no foreigner fool thee. Some of them island is in a mess. And when they talk about democracy, peace and tranquility, not one of them islands to compete with we. God, I'm proud of me native land. I'm proud to be division. And of now I can boast of no confusion. And every time I walk the streets of Queen City, I see Montrini and Guyanese. I never thought I would live to see foreigners migrate to my country. God bless our country, bless our native land. Grant us that courage to change the things we can to keep progress in our land. We call it the land of our birth.
Paradise here on earth.
It's the opinion of the expert.
Paradise here on earth.
Oh, it's called Nevis nice.
Nevis nice.
Nevis nice.
Nevis nice.
Nevis nice, nice.
Nevis nice.
Nevis nice.
Nevis nice.
Natural beauty, the air so clean.
When the Queen of the Caribbean.
Oh, that piece of fraud, man, I want to
When the
scream.
Queen of the Caribbean.
Forward. Take it. Let me go. Wherever you go throughout the whole Caribbean, my little island name is mentioned as a land of peace and stability, and a good tourist destination. So when them other islands revel in confusion, we don't bear no grudge, we don't bear envy. Even when we have election, we abstain from confusion. Peace does prevail in Queen City. And when them tourists come for vacation, man, they always compliment we as a people so free and so friendly, in a land of natural beauty. God bless our country, bless our native land.
Good evening, all, and welcome to the second of 3 public consultation that we are planning to have in relation to the project that is being undertaken by the Department of Physical Planning and Environment. That is the addressing system update for Nevis. This entails the road naming component and the community boundary delineation component. I want to welcome each of you and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us this evening. This evening we're going to have presentation in relation to the process that was undertaken to get to the point that we are at this point. Now, just about 2 years ago, the Department of Physical Planning and Environment embarked on what we consider to be a very progressive project that has quite a bit of benefits for the people of Nevis, which you're going to hear of during the main presentation. We thought it necessary for ease of access, ease of location, to have the road's name, and that would just be the first part of the addressing system upgrade that we are doing here on the island of Nevis. What we did, we had some ground truthing, some data collection, desk review, collecting information in terms of the names that are existing for the roads. We had those mapped, we engaged the communities, we had suggestions from the communities. Those suggestions returned to us where we ratified the information, We map the information, and what we are doing now is presenting that back to the public. Last December, at the budget presentation, our minister, the Honorable Spencer Brand, he's a minister with responsibility for the Department of Physical Planning and Environment, he made a presentation at the House, basically to the people of Nevis, giving an overview of what was done and where we're at. We are at this stage now, the final stage we consider it to be. We going out to the public, share the information with them, give them a first-hand view of what we have, get some feedback from them before the final publishing. Now, we're expecting to have this publishing done pretty soon. I'm not going to give a date, but I would say within the next few months, and that is our hope. But before we get into the presentation, we'll ask our minister, the Honorable Spencer Brand, to just give us a few words, show his usual support for this project.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pemberton, and good evening, everyone, and good evening to all those who are gathered here at this hall, and good evening to those who are viewing this live presentation. I want to start first by saying thank you. I believe oftentimes we have persons in the civil service and they perhaps work for 10, 15, 20 years, and after retirement, you give them perhaps, maybe if they are lucky enough, they might get a bottle of wine and a card which says thank you for the many years that you have worked in the civil service. But tonight I want to thank, first of all, our Director of Physical Planning. I believe that that is one of the departments on the island of Nevis that when they get it right, everybody is happy. When they don't get it right, everybody wants to put their head on a chopping block. But I want to thank the director, and I want to thank the deputy director and the entire staff at the Nevis Physical Planning and Environment Department. I want to give you some encouraging words, though, that while you are on the front line of not only ensuring that the island of Nevis is being built out in a particular way based on our legislation and our regulations, you are also at the front line of trying to protect our environment. You are also on the front line of trying to ensure that every single Nevisan on the island of Nevis at any given point can know exactly where they are on the island of Nevis. And this exercise, in my mind, is a step in that direction. I believe that gone are the days when we can tell someone, you know, you go down the road by the big mango tree and you go down the corner and you're going to see a blue house, and those days are long gone. We are also seeing on the island of Nevis, we are attracting a number of persons from all over the world. Our OECS and Caribbean brothers and sisters are coming to Nevis. They too must be aware of exactly where they are. We have our emergency services. I see the lady from disaster is shaking her head, so that means how important it is to be able to identify exactly where any given person is on the island of Nevis. So I want to say to our people to participate in this process. If you have not done so as yet, there is still some time for you to interact with the planning department. There will still some time for you to get an appreciation of what we are seeking to do. This, in my mind, is everybody's business. And I think that every single person on the island of Nevis will be able to benefit from what we are trying to do. We are here for a time, and then the next generation will come, but we want to be able to make sure that when someone like Mrs. Lyra Richards is off the stage, her grandchildren and her great-great-great-great-grandchildren can know exactly the name of the street that Lyra Richards came from. And that is our aim. Like I said, I want to thank the director and the entire staff, and I hope that tonight's interaction will be mutually beneficial to all and also go down to the benefit of the island of Nevis. Thank you so much, and I am indeed looking forward to tonight's presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Minister, as I said earlier, for your usual support. I must say the Minister has been with us from the get-go. He has not only pledged his support, but he has given his support in a tangible way. And I do expect him to continue giving that support. So without further ado, we will move right into the presentation. Mr. Ryan Kadu will just give us an overview of the process. Thank you. Thank you. No, take it off? Yeah, please. You take it back one after. You got one behind there. While the minister assists us with the lights, I would like to thank all those who came out. I must say we have doubled in size, and I really appreciate that. So all who came today, I really, really do appreciate that. So yes, no further ado, the project the project entails road naming and community delineation. Today we're gonna look at the overview, the importance and the impact of the project, the community engagement aspect, the criteria for establishing names and boundaries, and the way forward. So as Mr. Pemberton mentioned earlier, we embarked on a mission to map. We looked at the existing, and we decided we're going to use the road names and the community boundary to begin the process of completing an addressing system for the island of Nevis. As we mentioned earlier, we are moving into an age where we want to move past oversaw and cross this up. So this project basically using the information we have and combining those two information to give us an addressing system that we could use going forward. So the current challenges, no public access to official road names, road name maps, no formal established community boundaries, and many streets are named or inconsistently named. The impact of these challenges, Nevis is behind. We want to put Nevis forward. New residents and tourists may experience some difficulty navigating. And then we have the impact of the quality of services we get from the postal, planning, emergency, response time, and even national investment. So those are the impacts of our current challenges. Along that way, we would have embarked on attempts by communities to do some form of road naming to alleviate their problem. We had Cherry Garden, for instance, Prospect, Butlers, just to name a few. Jessup also, and those happened around 2018 to 2023. After that, the department decided we would like to move forward along with the support of the NIA and the Ministry of Communications to officially name the roads of Nevis. And we have basically done 2 to 3 years of work. I must say it is a one step at a time process. So even here now, it's still a part of the process. So we are ongoing to 3 to 4 years. So hopefully within 5 years, we probably get this done, I'm hoping. But as Mr. Pemberton said, we will look to have this published very soon. So we're at the stage now where it's rollout time. So public sensitization, getting the people aware of what's happening,
and giving them access to the information. So those are the biggest keys that we are dealing with right now. Awareness and access to the information. Why? And we also mentioned that the minister did a great job summarizing it. Improve emergency, support strategic physical planning and land administration, improving utilities, postal and courier services, and strengthen business, tourism, and the age of a digital government system. The methodology involved consultation with the post office at first, getting an idea what names they had already mapped. Also doing our rounds in our jeeps and trucks to see actually if there anything on the road that's actually being named and mapping those. Because sometimes persons might put up signs, but the signs are not mapped. So you don't have that connectivity with what's on the ground and on your phone or digitally. So that was one of the first things we did. Then we developed our criteria, and then we started to engage, a structured engagement with the community. And that process would have been dealing with our partnering with the Department of Community Development, engaging with key members of communities in order to get the information, to get their views, to get their input as a group, as a body. And I think we did a wonderful job in regards to that. We spent about 3 to 4 months dealing with that process, after which we would have done some verification based on the criteria, and we would have make sure that there is no duplication, the roads fit the criteria, and if not, we would have now used thematic approaches. So, for instance, in Cotton Ground or in Jessup, you might see a different theme, and we use that to give names where the names were not properly or readily named. So with that, it gives our lens support for additional names to be done. So if a new road arises, there already a theme in the area. So for us to do new names, it wouldn't be so difficult because of the theme already established in the area. And this is some captures from some of the community engagement. We have more, a lot more pictures, but we couldn't put all on the slides today. But definitely we have a lot more engagement. And one of the key aspects that we wanted to highlight or to bring out was that international best practices. We want to make sure that our addressing system can be aligned with international standards. We would like for persons to be able to identify the boundaries physically. So we use roads and guts and other boundary, such as coastlines as well, to offer that physical boundary. So where you know, well, this road is the separation between, say, Jessup and maybe Paradise. The gut might be the separation between camps and give me a Nisbet, maybe close by, I'm guessing. But you get the idea. So guts, roads, coastal boundaries to offer that physical delineation so the viewer can recognize clearly, I live here and you live there. And landmarks as well when there is not any recognizable delineations. So even the concept of where you enter. So if, well, when the maps come, we could expound more on that one. So we could move forward. Yes, so the maps. So this map here kind of shows you what the delineation would look like. You would see where you have Proslow, Cherry Garden, Malcolm Hill, Farms Estate, Low Ground, Budget Estate, and you would often wonder, like, where do I fall? So the map clearly delineates where exactly your house is located in reference to the ground features. I would like to forward to the next one. And this one, I hope you could see it. So if you see where the green line is, it's a dark green line, and I'm sure the person at the back will see it. But the dark green line, if you, I'll give you a chance, let me see. You can see where the dark green line here. So this here is following a gut. So you can clearly define where Clifton Estate is versus Cotton Grove versus Kulkahoon because of the gut. And then you see here where this line follows the road. So you can clearly delineate where Cotton Ground is versus Kulkahoon Estate. Understand? So there's no confusion. Yes, sorry. More length? Okay, cool. Length. Yes. So there's no confusion. So next time I go up, I will walk with the mic. All right. So there's no confusion. So Paradise Estate, Paradise Housing, Garrick Pasture. You have Clark's Estate. So these are areas, communities, or localities that can be clearly defined now. Next one. So we're back over at Newcastle area, and the same thing. You see where. Walk around. Yes, so you're seeing where clearly the water course are used as delineation, and then you have roads, and then you have more water courses to help to delineate where these settlements are. Newcastle, Shaw's Housing, Shaw's Road Settlement, Shaw's Estate, Sunny Island Housing, and so forth. Next slide. So, and this slide now, this is a view of the road names. When we were doing this, these slides, we were still kind of figuring out how to combine so we could use one map so you could see everything. So you clearly see that the other map was showing delineation, and then this one now is giving you an idea how the roads them are done. In this area here, this is TDC. And I want you guys to guess the theme. So I'm gonna give you the names that are here right now. We have Cakewalk, we have Troops, we have Waltz, we have Folk Street, Stuart Williams Drive as the bypass road, we have Nugent Street, so can anybody guess what the theme would have been in that area? With the cakewalk and the folklore? Culture. All right, so it would have been around our cultural arts and so forth. And then, give me the next area, Sebastian. The next area here, we're in Newcastle. Yeah, the airport is big and broad there. So we have Shaw's Road, we have Sugar Apple Drive, we have Ocean View Circle, we have Egret, we have Rumors, Guava Grove, Shaw's Housing Road, we have Bamboo, Joel? Thank you. Thank you. Acacia. Any guess to the theme in the area? Plants, trees. Correct. Yes. You guys are very smart, man. You're very sharp. So yes. So you could see where we try to apply the thematic approach. So even if there might be disputes or there might be additional roads, we could still fix that. We could still, add to the names because the themes are already established. So we kind of future-proofing this initiative. Next slide. So as you can see, those slides came from web-based platforms. And our goal would be to have these platforms accessible to the public so they are able to validate and check to make sure where you are. So even if someone comes from overseas and wants to know where you are, you could probably share a link with them and say, hey, I'm at this road, even make a Google reference, and they're able to use their phone, use their tablet, and find you. We live in an age right now where technology is the way forward. Even if we don't have the technology, hopefully in some point in time, we might see where we engage with road signs. So, we're winding down. Long-term benefits. Improve land administration and revenue generation. Enhance disaster risk management. Improve strategic planning and development control framework. Foundation for smart island and digital initiatives. One of the I don't want to call it buzzwords right now as we move forward in the age of AI. And this one I like a lot. Alignment with SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities. I like the idea that we as Nevis, we are moving forward. We are developing communities. We are looking to develop our island to not say we compete, but to be of standard, to be recognized globally and internationally. Thanks. All right, next slide. So, this is just, as Mr. Pemberton was saying earlier, just a phase of the addressing system that we would hope to complete. So far we have delineation of communities, villages, localities. We have road names. The next step would be to establish building lots and building numbering. So building or lot numbering, we haven't decided as yet the best way forward. But for now, this initiative definitely has pushed us in the right direction to enable us to complete our addressing system for the island. And as I mentioned before, the road signage infrastructure, placing physical road sign transforms an addressing system from an abstract legal framework into a functioning navigation network. So we don't want to say this is the end. This is just a phase of it. The next step has to be putting up signs. I know a lot of persons don't have the phone and they would really appreciate being able to drive and not having to look at the phone at the same time while they're driving because the signs are there in front of them. So I think it would improve safety going forward as well. So we are at a point now where the NIA and our elected ministers can budget or allocate for road signage going forward. We as community members, we could look at strategically coming together as a group and finding funding grants to establish signs, partnering with the NIA as a possibility as well, because the roads are already established. So we don't have to go through a long process of establishing roads. So we could move to the next step where we could start to place signage for the public and the guests, our visitors, to be able to navigate Nevis safely. The other component, as I mentioned earlier, would have been the completing of the addressing system, which would include now lot and building numbering. And this would make the addressing even more precise. So it would take some effort. I'm not guess how much years, but some effort. But at least we do have a roadmap, a way in which we plan to move forward to establish a complete addressing system for the island of Nevis. I think that is it. Thank you for your attention. And any questions and comments, you could put up the other one, the web map. I will tell you the link. Yeah. So if you have any questions, if you would like to see where, yes, Mr. Swanston. If you want to go to the mic, you can. Sure, I was feeling intimate with the lights off, but I mean. I think he's supposed to, Mr. You good? Oh, it's only before we start. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kadu. I thought that your presentation was
was second behind Nevis. Started the physical planning. So of course, you know that they have gone ahead and had the phone numbering system.
That was wonderful.
Yes.
That was
So
wonderful.
This is an added layer because of course you can always give a phone number. Our phone numbers are like parishes. But now you can say that I am in Akasha Road on the whole SGS one.
Yes.
So
I love that.
I really need to congratulate you on that. My question though, how did you come up with the delineation of the roads? Where I'm going to name this trees, I'm going to name these animals, I'm going to name these, etc.
Well, as a group, we would have looked at certain areas and I don't want to say. What is the area known for? You know, try our best. So in Dress Up, we realize it's a coastal fishing area. So we try to make it around that. Up in the mountainside, we realize the flower and trees would be more appropriate in that area. In areas where we can't repeat certain things now, we will try to, I wouldn't say just make a decision, but really think of a theme that would be able to create names from and continue going forward in the future. So I don't want to answer your question. You would try to look at the area and come up with something to represent the area, kind of identify with the area. Did we do a good job for every place? Probably not. But at least there's a theme established already that could be carried forward. Yes. Good day, sir. Good evening.
I'll just chime in to add to what you said. I think Mr. Swanson asked a question about the names and boundaries. I think there are two things we spoke about. So the boundaries are different from the actual names of the road. The boundaries for the communities. But in relation to Mr. Kadu's response, the first step was getting the information from the community, and then we fill the gaps in. So the community's proposed names, those we looked at, we assessed, and we ratified where we could have. There were quite a bit of names that we thought were too long. Some were a bit inappropriate. Some would have created some confusion. For example, there's an area, Spring Hill, that is over in Cliff Dwellers area. We had suggestions, Spring Hill Lane, Spring Hill Road, Spring Hill Avenue, Spring Hill Drive, in the same Spring Hill area. That would create quite a bit of confusion for the postal workers, for the utility workers, even for persons who are mailing stuff, because they may write Spring Hill, but they forget the road, the avenue. So we decided these are some of the roads that we need to make some adjustments. So the initial stage was get the information from the public. I'm not sure if you're here for the whole presentation, but there were photos that were taken of engagement with the community. So they gave us their information. They actually wrote the names on the maps that we presented to them, and that was sent back to us. Then we assessed, ratified, then mapped. The gaps that were there, we filled those gaps in. And for some of those that where we had to fill the gaps, we decided on the theme as Mr. Cado, dress up, fish or seafood. Certain areas, I think some suggestions were made in Stony Grove, but there were some gaps, and you'd see words of affirmation, confidence drive, or stuff like that. So I hope that answered your question.
I'm welcoming all questions, please, please, please.
So how involved is and maybe you can stand by to answer, how involved is the government information system with this? The reason being is that everywhere you go now is georeference, so I can say, okay, I'm going to drive this place and this place, and I pull up a map, so that these new roads will be referenced.
So how involved is the government
Information
system?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
IT.
as of now, for the past, I think, month or 2 months, if you go on the NIA website, you would have the maps there, PDF form for you to view. At the office or the department, we'd have established a web link that will be enhanced, and it is actually accessible to the public. But we would like to make it more, I don't want to call it official, but that is the direction we would like to go. Having a app, having a web link for you to be able to access it, similar to Google Maps. You go on your phone and you press, I want to go here, and it kind of leads you. So that would be the end goal. So right now we're still at that phase where we have the information online, both in PDF on the government website, or we have the link that we could use to navigate, similar to how you use Google Maps. This actually right now, Mr. Sebastian, if you, where do you live right now? If you don't mind sharing. Where do you live right now? Farms Estate. They go by farms. So I think you live at Bath Ridge. So you live where the preschool is, right? So this is preschool road. This is Valley Mart over here. This is the preschool road. So based off of the information here, this road come up here is called Highland Road. This one is called Bills, and this one is called Bluebell. Sorry, Bluebell. This is the engagement that you could have on your phone. Navigate around Nevis and being able to see. You could use your GPS and say, well, show me where I'm at right now, and it gives you an idea what are the road names in around you.
Sorry? Yes, I guess that's why they call it farms. Mr. Swanson, I would like to respond to this question. What Mr. Cado spoke about, it's just a temporary hosting. No, we want to be or become web-based. And you hear about Google Maps and MSN Maps and all of those things. And the minister is here, and I'm happy that he's attentive, because this would come for what we want to do. It has cost implications to host that map. And there's some information that Mr. Cado did not share in terms of how we are able at this point to give the public access to this information digitally. I'm not going to get into that. But for it to be hosted properly, we need some funding. I was just speaking to one of my colleagues here, Mr. Williams, and he reminded, once this information becomes public, these digital companies, they would sort of want to adapt that information and put it into or incorporate it into their system. What my vision was, and I'm speaking personally, that when we complete this project, is that we have an app where you can go on your phone, punch in the address you want to go to, and that app can take you there. Similar to Google Maps, where you punch in and say, turn right, turn left. That was my vision. Whether we're going to get there, I'm not sure, but we will continue working to get there. But as it is now, yes, there's some information where you can actually access it, but we would have to maybe send you that link for you to have it on your phone and access, to know where the roads are or where you are at a particular point. But Ryan said it earlier, small steps, one step at a time. This is one step. The next step in terms of hosting is talking about the finances. And sometimes that is a bit of a hairy discussion because, the financial challenges that we have. And, to any of, well, the persons who are here and those who are listening via the internet and want to make a contribution, a monetary contribution to getting this app or the hosting up and running, we welcome it because this is only for the benefit of all Nevisians. And not just Nevisians, but persons who are interested in Nevis or who have any relation with Nevis. So, thanks.
Any more questions? I see some bright faces in front of me right here. You came in early, you two. You mentioned something about farms being a farm area. Farms being farm area before. Have you see the name just now? You had any issues with any of the names? Any comments? You like it? Don't like? Okay. Farming. All right. Lovely. Where do you live? But if my man ask me, Stony Grove? Okay. Where in Stony Grove we want to go? Above the high school. Okay. All right. So the netball complex, you see it? The high school is here. So we have the Stepping Stone Street. We have the no? Miss Dayson. So what? All right. So where exactly you live? No, so where exactly you live? We want to check, make sure you see you want to. By next to the nursery? Oh, okay. Now I see. Yes. Oh Lord.
Ms. Richards? Yeah, and as I mentioned, a lot of these were what was returned to us. So the communities, they had they made their inputs, yes. And I mean, I was approached by a couple of the persons in the communities who wanted roads to be named after them. And I said, it's not my decision. If the community residents decided that, well, we are okay with that, then that's what we had to go with. So I think it would have been easy for us to just sit in our offices and just name the roads, but we decided, no, we have to have some level of involvement. I'm not going to use the D word, but some level of involvement. And I guess this is where you live, and this is the road the name that you're going to be using for your road. So, let's get the community involved in that.
I accept that, but I think we also have to look at it from a historical point of view. And this is one of the ways that you could maintain history, right? People who would have contributed in those communities before the now people live there, or before the now institutions.
Yeah. Shift the camera. Can I shift? Oh. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, she back over?
Yeah, the point that I want to make is that the different areas have historical, what should I say?
Come. Oh.
Historical significance, right? And as a result of that, we need to give some consideration to it. All right? And there are some areas that some institutions or some businesses or something might have just moved in, But prior to that, what was there? And these are things that I would like us to include, so that those who come after, people like me, would be able to say, well, why they name it Lyra Richards Road? You know? And they could say, well, that is where she used to stump her toes, going to school. All that area that you see down there with the netball, the tennis, and all of that, that was open pasture, and everybody would go. Brand would know, right? Yeah, and we went to school barefooted, so you're ponging your toes. So that would be the history of that area, not necessarily, netball road or, what you call it, the complex road or something like that, because those are just come lately things. But we need to do it. And the same thing with over by farms. You had a lot of seasoned farmers, farmers who would have put their blood, sweat, and tears into farming for years and years and years, and that is all that they knew. Okay, and I would like to see some of that being included. I'm not telling you to just go back but you still have some older people who might know the history.
I have one question. I like the historical approach that you mentioned, but how, in this age, do you suggest? That's a suggestion. I'm asking. Like, how do you suggest that we get that information now?
It is going to be difficult because I would accept that, or I would admit that persons would have moved out of the particular areas. I, for one, I don't physically live in Stony Grove right now. Yeah, going back, because where I live is in the bush, and I don't know how safe Nevis is now. So, yeah, you safe? Oh, they robbed my house twice.
But I do like this suggestion, and something that definitely could be taken into consideration going forward.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your comments. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Richards. And yes, it's a pretty good input that was made, and this is where the community engagement came in, because we would not know the significance of these roads. That what significance they had, let's say 50 years ago or 60 years ago. Most of us who are at the Department of Physical Planning weren't even born 50 years ago. So we relied on the residents within the area to share the information. But we will take that under advisement, and I think there may be a suggestion for a road to be called Barefoot Road.
Stumto?
Barefoot Road.
Barefoot?
Yes.
Okay. Sound like a plan. Yes. Which one?
Mrs. Brown, can you share your comment with all of us, please? Those who are here and those who are online. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. That road in Lower Stony Grove that is called the Stepping Stone Road, the house that Lyra speaks about, it's in the corner. It's on a corner. So I'm saying one of
this
the...
one here or this one up above here?
No, the one right in the corner.
The one here?
No. The house, it's, yeah, you're going up the high school road,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go across the pump road.
No, you're going too far. You're going too far.
So go up the high school road.
No.
To go gone too far?
Stay back. Stay on the Stepping Stone Road.
Oh, stay on here. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm saying you have the Stepping Stone Road. The Doris Richards live in that corner there. So I'm suggesting that on the other side, you can call it the Darvis Richards Road. Because the house is in the intersection, is in the corner.
Wait. Over here, and this one? This one.
No, right to
Okay,
the
come in, Bran. Come in, Bran. Come in, Mr. Honorable. Let's go.
right
This is the stepping stone road, and this is the road that comes from down the high school, and this is the intersection where Darvis Richards live. I believe that the suggestion is being made that we consider naming a piece of this Darvis Richards Road. Am I reading you correctly?
Yes.
All right.
So that's a suggestion?
I am suggesting that.
Okay.
It might be better that we.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion.
But I will give you a criteria what we're looking at right now, right?
Okay.
For just to keep up with international standards, this is a continuous road.
Yes.
You could see it's well defined. It takes you from the gas station and it carries you all the way up to the bypass road. It's a continuous road. So to break it, right, would,
Okay.
you know, it wouldn't be.
Updates pump road, not bypass.
All right, so thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you so much. It's actually named Pump Road here, right? Yes, thank you. So, but I could see where here, if we were to keep the criteria, we wouldn't say Lauren Richards. Probably we could say Richards. Maybe if Richards alone would be something that. So rather than say the whole Lauren Richards, you just go Richards.
Richards Road.
You understand? So that's something we would have approached rather than so it fits within the criteria. You understand? So that would be a suggestion if I was to make a change in this area. Richards. And keep it simple and people could easily pronounce and it's not gonna be no bias. You understand? Because there are many Richards in that area. So they would understand. There wouldn't be no bias for that. But only one Lauren in that area, correct? Lyra in that area. So they might be jealous of you. You understand? Okay, yes.
Ms. Richards and Mrs. Brand, we would definitely take your suggestion on the advisement and see what adjustments we can make.
Where do you live? Okay, sorry.
You don't have to put it on anything. I am not just saying that for my mother's name to be. Mr. Van would testify to it.
Yes.
The contribution that she made to that community. All right?
duly
Because
noted.
she live there.
Duly noted.
Of young women in the
Terry, I'm just curious to find out where you live, if you don't mind sharing. No, the lady in front of you.
This one,
Yes. It's
Clinton's estate.
Clifton Estate. Okay, where? Clifton Estate? Yes, we did. If
Changed it.
if
Thank
we-
you. Thank you. Because my dad made that road.
Okay, all right. So I'm assuming you're talking about
Clark Road.
Clark Road.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Thank you so much.
So you're satisfied? All right. I'm happy to make lady satisfied. Any? So would you like to have any more comments? So do you think the whole road thing is fantastic?
Thank you, Ryan.
Yes. I just want to make sure that
Thank you
the
very
audience
much,
and
Mr.
the
Cado.
area of here.
I didn't know it was happening until I noticed it had been named something else. And it was like, wow. But my father made that road, and my grandfather owned a lot of that Clifton estate, so it seemed appropriate.
Thank you so much for your contribution.
All right, just another question about the involvement of the community. Did we have town hall meetings like this where people would have been able to come and sit? How did you engage the community?
Mr. Pemberton, Mr. Pemberton, Javid Pemberton, physical planning officer, he had the task to engage the community so he can give his experience in relation to what he did, how was it, how was the interaction.
Good evening, everyone. Javid Pemberton, Physical Planning Officer. So, community engagement, we started from going to the Department of Community Affairs, community, community development. And they gave us a list of community members who established already, who already have community groups and so. So we started from there and we used those names and actually go around in the community with those people. So every engagement was actually different. Some communities, we sat in a place like this and we spread out the mats down the table and chairs around and a lot of people in the room and they gave suggestions. Other communities, we literally used our office vehicle and we drove around and they showed me certain roads and told me the significance of them. And so we did multiple community engagements in different farms. So we sat down and we actually went out in the community and mapped the roads them, basically.
Is that okay for you, Mr. Swanson?
Yeah, I just following up again with Ms. Richard. Is it too late now, therefore, to hear the comments from Ms. Richards and what people are saying and to make changes?
As we mentioned earlier, we are here to get feedback, present to you what we have and get some feedback from. Now, we would not just take the suggestions and act on them. We'll have to go back to persons who we spoke to in the community. These are the suggestions that were made. What do you think about it? As we said, we wanted it to be participatory. And one of the things we wanted to avoid is the conflict. Let me use that word. Because persons have different suggestions. And a lot of persons, well, my father, my mother, my aunt, my relative contributed significantly. My relative was the first person who had land in this area, so the road should be named after him or her. So we've had quite a bit of that. So we don't want that conflict where you have 2-3 persons have 3 different names. And if they are very intentional, then nobody is going to compromise, and where do we go? So we want to have something that is a bit amicable, something that we could agree on. This is how we're going to move forward. So yes. David?
Yes, I was saying that in larger communities, if we start to use the basis of which families do most in the communities, we have some families that has a list of things that their family done, and then we have another family that has a long list of things that their family done. So we end up in a situation where we have families saying, oh, we did more or we did more. So we have to find some kind of common ground to actually name the roads them. And I've learned before that in business and in deals, the best deals are done for both parties when both parties come out kind of unhappy. So, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Pemberton.
Hi, good night. I'm Zoe. So I was just thinking of a suggestion where I guess when you guys develop the mobile app, that you could have an interface where the general public could, with the admins guiding how things go, put like points like fun facts. This is where my family had this thing, or actually this is where so and so is the case. So everyone could have like a nice little input as to how this area over the years had impacted them or shaped some sort of story in their lives. So yes, the road is named a different thing, but at least I could tell a bit of my history as to how this place meant to me. So that is just a suggestion I thought of just now.
Thank you very much, Zoe.
How much was it advertised? So like you had town hall meetings like this?
No, we didn't. The information, as Mr. Pemberton explained, we engage the communities directly. So the community development, and that's their role, dealing with the communities. That's the community development department. They have identified community leaders. So they would identify in this community, this is a good person to speak with. For example, in Jessup, the maps were in the Jessup Community Center for probably about a month. There were persons that were asked to go to the community center over time and make your suggestions. So you had multiple names for roads, for a single road in Jessup, and then they agree, okay, fine, this is the one that we are going to put forward. We could not have a town hall meeting like this in every community throughout. It would have taken quite a bit. So we decided to do that direct approach with the community leaders. They went into the community, got the information, and fed it back to us. And they were quite a bit for Stony Grove. There were quite a bit for Stony Grove. There were quite a bit of persons who, we had persons who suggested names that we thought that were very long. Some of the elders who are currently in Stony Grove, they had quite a bit of suggestions for roads in Stony Grove. Yes. Idella is one of them. She's an elder.
Stepping stone. Let's go back to the map. Let's go back to the map. In the next tab. Smash it. Yeah. Stony Grove. So we have Myers Drive. What was written on, as Mr. Pemberton said, what the community was written on the paper. That's basically what we got. So you good at the one there? What? You good? You good at the one there? You good with that one? Yeah, Myers Drive. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I think we had some very good suggestion. I think one of the suggestions that we got, and I thought it was kind of fitting, picket fence drive, and that is one of the staples, and we like that one, and that was some feedback that we got from the community, so that's there.
I'm not saying that we must go on, people's names, that kind of thing. But what I'm saying is establish the historical background, and then you could select some persons. All right?
But it's important to know that the word name never said.
It's important to note that all the road names were not just based off the criteria of someone in the community. We had different criteria and different, not just different names, but different themes. Yes, different themes for the name. So we had historical themes, we had like floral themes, we had birds, we have different trees and herbs. So we had a vast amount of themes. So it's not just history alone. Yeah.
So, Miss Richard, could you come to the mic, please? Thank you. If you would like to sit on the chair.
Sit on your bed.
you know, up by the water pump on Pump Road and not the bypass road, right? Lord,
I apologize.
you have the got there with some mango trees. Everybody who grew up in my era, you know what they say? One a mango tree. Okay? So when you say one a mango tree, that is it's indigenous, it's authentic, that type of thing. And this is what I am saying. Not just get up, call somebody name, but it must be very relative to the historical background of that. Have I made myself?
Yes.
Thank you.
And thank you again, Ms. Richards. And as I mentioned earlier, we would take your suggestion and all other suggestions made here this evening. And for those that send their comments in online, we'll take it under advisement. We'll have some further consultation and see how we could make the necessary adjustment. Do we have any more questions? At some point, we're going to publish the information. Do we? No, we will share it. And if you have further comments on what we share, then you can, yes. Yeah. Any further inputs? No? Okay. Anything online, Sebastian? No? No, okay, thank you.
So wait, we were in Charleston today. We just dealt with Stone Grove because I don't see it happening.
No, the map, the
Everywhere.
roads with them, all the roads throughout Nevis.
All roads.
Throughout Nevis. Yeah, I think it's available on the government website. So you can.
Yeah, the QR code. The link, you like to see the link, yeah. The link is live. In the slide, yeah. In the slide, have it.
Okay, Ms. Richards, we can share that with you shortly. Yes, we can share that with you. Okay. Any other further comments? Any final comments? If not, thank you. Mr. Kadu, thank you very much for your presentation. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kadu, for your detailed presentation. We appreciate your hard work. I think the information that was shared was very thorough. Sure.
Yes, please.
Coming from someone from the floor, I would like to congratulate you. You know, a young guy, I really want to congratulate you. You had the confidence, you knew the information, and continue like that. Okay?
I have a very supportive team. A very supportive team.
To the whole team.
Yes, to the whole team,
okay?
please.
Yeah,
Yes.
congratulations.
Thank
But
you very much.
I commend you.
I like your style too.
Thank you for that, Ms. Richards. Yes. We can get it up. Okay. So, as we mentioned, that we will continue our engagement. We have one more town hall meeting scheduled for the Franklin Brown Community Center. That's dated on for the 27th of August. That's next week, Thursday. So we want to invite the general public to be at Franklin Brown Community Center, 6 o'clock next week, Thursday, the 27th of August, 2026. We will continue our engagement with the public. If anybody have any concerns, anybody have any inputs, we invite you to visit us at the Department of Physical Planning and Environment, Main Street, Charlestown. That is just at the back of the post office, upstairs, the Labor Department. Very shortly, we are going to have a complete address for our department building number, and the road name at the back, just in keeping with the theme of having a complete addressing system. So I want to thank you again for your engagement, for your presence to begin with, and for your engagement. I think this was quite fruitful, and we look forward to hearing from you shortly. Thank you.
This one is dedicated to my lovely little island, to the beautiful people. Let me, I love my country. Everybody talking about their country and how the native land is the best. But never ever let no foreigner fool thee. Some of them island is in a mess. And when they talk about democracy, peace and tranquility, not one of them islands to compete with we. God I'm proud of me native land, I'm proud to be division. And of now I can boast of no confusion. And every time I walk the streets of Queen City, I see much Guinea and Guyanese. I never thought I would live to see foreigners migrate to my country. God bless our country, bless our native land. Grant us that courage to change the things we can to keep progress in our land. We call it the land of our birth. It's the opinion of the expert. Oh, it's called Nevis nice. Nevis nice. Nevis nice. Nevis nice. Natural beauty, the air so clean. Oh, that piece of fraud, man, I want to scream. Forward. Take it. Let me. Wherever you go throughout the whole Caribbean, my little island name is mentioned as a land of peace and stability, and a good tourist destination. So when them other islands revel in confusion, we don't bear no grudge, we don't bear envy. Even when we have election, we abstain from confusion. Peace does prevail in Queen City. And when them tourists come for vacation, man, they always compliment we as a people so free and so friendly in a land of natural beauty. God bless our country, bless our native land. Grant us that courage to change the things we can to keep progress in our land. We call it the land of our birth. It's the opinion of the expert. But Nevis nice. Nevis nice. complex world of constant changes, we kept the good things we always had, like loving the people that represent us, here in our home and even abroad. Many nations sit idly by, watch their heroes suffer and die, but we give our heroes respect and recognition. No small wonder